Hey friends, Deb here with Art and Grace. Come on in for happy hour on this Thursday. You guys let me know when you get here. And I've got something fun for us tonight. Get that turned down. And we never like hearing our own voice, do we? Okay, you guys, if you're watching this on replay, put hashtag replay so that I know you are here. It's always fun to see. I made a couple of ATCs today. These are for my Patreon friends, and of course VIP will have access to. But I was excited to sit down and actually create. Hopefully y'all can see. Hard to tell till my iPad catches up. But anyway, made these ATCs earlier and kind of got me on a creative journey with these ATCs. So I'll show you what we're going to do. Want to get as many people in as possible before we start, so I'll wait a minute. Hello, Dana. Hi, Tina. Hey, Sherry. Glad y'all are coming in. Hey, Inga. Glad y'all are here. Hi, Laveda. Hi, Judy and Teresa. Hey, Barbara and Chris. Brookie. Brookie was first. Awesome. Hey, Lori. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Kim. Oh, Kim, my sweet friend. I hope y'all have had a good day. I am going to show you a couple of things you can do that are very inexpensive, great for doing ATCs in bulk or making cards, or even use this for any kind of craft you're doing. So I love making these little flowers. I usually call them newspaper flowers, but I'm not using newspaper. But if you have, back in the old days when we did use newspaper for things like that, that's probably where I got that name. Ooh, excuse me, Blue. You don't have to leave. I've got Blue in here with me. I needed to get up to show y'all something because I just thought about this. Sometimes you get this brown craft paper. It's pretty thin. This is also excellent to use. And then if you can tell, I always put this, it's like table paper, and I always have this on my desk. This is what we're going to use for some of these, and then I'm going to show you how I do the background on these cards with watercolor paper. This is very inexpensive watercolor paper from Michael's, so when you see it go on sale, you can use it. For things like this, it's great. I don't use this cheap watercolor paper on watercolor art because it really isn't ideal. It is just very basic and not great quality, and that's why you can get it for like $4 or less. So, oh good, I'm glad you're here, Christy. Hi, Brenda. Thank you for sprinkling. Hi, Rosie. Glad y'all are here. I hope everybody did okay with the weather. I know so many people were affected, and I hate that, but I hope that maybe where you were it wasn't as bad. Let us know. Thank you, Dana, for greeting everybody. Hey, Monica. Hi, Christy. I hate when I can't say hi to everybody, so I'll go back and read your comments and be sure I talk to you. But I want to get started. So let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to get messy. Now, this is a really fun one. I always say this, don't I? Because I don't have grandkids, but I just anticipate that things like this will be really fun to do with kids or grandkids. Or if you have a church group or a school group, maybe you teach at schools or work with kids, you could put out some of this paper, not the watercolor, but this desk paper, table paper, and go to town and just lay it out on desks and do a lot of these at once. Hey, Mary. Glad y'all are here. Hi, Mary Jo. Hi, Nilda. Thank you for sprinkling, Inga. So the first thing I'm going to do, let's make this background. And really, you need very few supplies. So like I said, some inexpensive watercolor paper. I'm going to use a brayer, and I'm going to use some paint, and that's all we need. So if you don't have a brayer, they can be pretty inexpensive. I believe I got that one at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Amazon has them. So it is worth getting. They're under $10. That was probably like $5. So they're not expensive. And I do think you'll use it a lot once you have one. So I'm going to dot my paint on here. Lots of ways you can do this, guys, but I'm just going to show you a way that I do a lot. I didn't shake up this paint near enough because I can tell it's a little thick. I've had that one for a while and just opened it. And then I'm going right in with my lime green. Sorry. We all have allergies, but it's back and forth with the weather. As you know, today felt like a beautiful spring day, and I literally feel like I have spring allergies. But in a couple of days, I think actually maybe tomorrow, it's getting super cold. So I'm in shorts and a t-shirt right now, but not for long. Not for long. Then I'm using, so I used a dark green, a lime green, and this is a metallic pearl color. It's called Oyster Pearl. Okay, so that's going to be our first round, and we're going to see what we get. Let me move these out of the way so I can not have to worry. I'm just taking my brayer and going in some random shapes. So I do kind of pick it up and move it a lot. Like I said, you know, there are many ways to do this, so play with it, you know, play with it and practice, because I don't feel like for a background there's any wrong way. You know, just practice and see what you like, and you'll kind of go, you'll do more if you like more, less if you want less. But this gives you the coolest, unique background, and you can do all of these at once. So I've got an interesting background for every one of my ATCs. And there we go. So see, that's what we have. I do like to kind of cover most of the background. I won't leave really anything paper colored. I'm going to have it all colored all the way to the edges. And that's about it. Now, what I will do, if I know what I'm using it for, sometimes I'm just playing around and I just want a crazy background. But if I know what I want, and I want maybe some more dark or some more light, now at this point you can come back and pop a few of whichever you're wanting more of. Hello, Vicki Nichols. Try to refresh. Yes, I know lots of you that have storms or issues with wind. You know, I made a joke today because it's just, how can they get us to the moon and communicate with people in a rocket ship, yet we can't get internet access half the time? You know, you have to stand funny and hold your arm above your head to get a signal. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so I like this. I just wanted to add a little bit of that shimmer. If you want more, do more, you know, whatever you like. And use any colors you want. Just remember to practice, because, you know, if you mix some colors, you may not like the outcome. You might get a brown, you know, but I knew that these greens with this little metallic would be really pretty. So I'm going to set this aside. This will be my background. So that will dry while we do our flowers. Now, for my flowers, here's kind of what I'm going for, is pinks with blues. Get severe storms after midnight, then we probably are too, Michelle. I honestly haven't watched anything about it. Hello, Vicki, sorry, I already said hi to you, Vicki. Hello, Carol and Linda. I think I said hi to Mary Tao and Celeste. Hi, Patty. I don't want to miss any of you. I'm so glad you're here. It really is happy hour when you guys come and show up. This whole flower I did today was inspired by these that I did for the Patreon members. The colors in the background of these papers I used totally inspired that flower. Do you see how it would go with those? So I just sat in here and played and had so much fun. So I decided to show you all this. So I'm going to dot right here on this paper. I told you the paper that we use, or that I use on the background of my table here, or just to protect it, is perfect for these little flowers that I make. Just dotting, hi Helen, dotting my paint around the colors that I want to use right here on my table. So that's why, this is what I was saying. If you have a good space where you can really put out a lot of this table paper, you could do so many of these flowers. You can make some really big and do a piece of art with them. You know, I'm doing something small today, but let your imagination go and think of what all you could do. Hello, Rom. Hey, Joanne. Glad y'all are here. Hi, Carol. We have 3 birthdays in our VIP group today. Possibly more that I didn't know about, but if people have told me, I've put it on my calendar, and it was really cool that we had 3. So if y'all are having a birthday, happy birthday. I always, you know, I used to be like, oh, I'm just getting so old, and now I think just maturity sits in, and you're like, you know what? I'd rather be getting old than not be here. So I just kind of do a quick wipe off if I've just used it to get, you know, anything, but I've really used all that. So there's really nothing on there. So here we're going to do the same process. I do kind of pick it up and change my direction so it doesn't look like there's a pattern. But other than that, you know, and you don't even have to do this. You can just do it however you want. But this quickly gives you a whole background. So this will be perfect for our flowers. These brayers are amazing. And I have another one somewhere I can't find that was larger than this. They come in different sizes, but this is totally fine. It's pretty small, maybe 2 inches. I don't know. Is that 2 inches, guys? And that is 2 1/4 inches, and it's really good. I think my other one was about 3 1/2, something like that. This is a brayer, B-R-A-Y-E-R. And yes, I love the looks that you can get by doing this. And if you're into mixed media art like me, or abstract art, which I used to do a lot more of, brayers give you just really cool effects. I am adding more of this metallic now. Once I get my colors pretty good, you know, I'll pop back on the top of it if I want more of something. And I did want a little more metallic. So let's take a look. I think it's looking great. Sometimes, unless you've done it a little bit, you might have a hard time picturing it. Like it might just look like a big mess to you. But I can tell this will be perfect. I'm going to dry this because I want to use it. So let me read comments while I'm letting this dry a little bit. This, Patty, is just table paper. So if you ever see the big rolls of table paper at, I don't know, office supplies, maybe Michael's and Hobby Lobby have them. But a lot of teachers use these for bulletin boards and things. That's what I buy to protect my table. So I'm using that. I just put an extra sheet on top of my desk so I could just show you right here this technique. But you can use any kind of paper you have. But for these flowers, a little bit thinner paper works really well. So that's why I use this. But if you have craft paper like this came in like a package. I think it was part of, you know, so if you have anything that they give you for packing material, you could use computer paper even. I just like this because I can do a whole lot at one time. And this is a little trick some people don't know, but sometimes I'll turn over my paper and dry it from this way because I'm really wanting this dry, completely dry. So sometimes I'll dry it from this way as well, so it's really getting the heat all the way through and getting it good dry. Don't hold your gun too close or your paint will bubble up, and we don't want that. But it does need to be good and dry. We already did our card. This is going to be the actual card that I use. And this is just watercolor paper, very inexpensive watercolor paper from Michael's. Let me show you the book if you didn't see when I tore it out, because it's Createology is the brand. I know you can order it online, Let me hold up that little, that might help somebody to have that tag. But they're very inexpensive when they go on sale. Sometimes they have them buy one, get one, or maybe buy one, get one half off. Or if you have a coupon, you can get it even cheaper. So I don't use my good watercolor paper for these kind of things. I just use the cheapo, and it works great. Doesn't work great for my watercolor art, but it works great for crafts. Okay, I think we're good and dry. So, next thing, I'm going to cut out my backgrounds. For artist trading cards is what, I'm sorry when I say ATC, because there's always somebody that doesn't know what that is. Artist trading card is what that stands for. They are 3.5 by 2.5. So I'm going to cut one edge 3.5. I'm sure I've got that. Like so. Did something, I hope nothing caught on fire. I have definitely put something in it before. I forget what it was that got a little burned. But yeah, I'm always right here. I don't ever leave it unattended. And then 2.5 going this way. So this is another little tool. You can cut a lot of these out quicker than if you're just using scissors. Hi, Tina. So there's our background card. What I do is I will take a playing card because they are the right size. And now these may be small. They are. Not all trading cards are the 2.5 by 3.5. So let's see. This one is 2 1/4 by almost 3.5. So it's a little thin. But if I wanted to use it, I would still use it and just cut off the edge, right? Cut off what's extra. Or you can use 2 of these and just glue them together, you know, with whatever permanent glue you like. But what I typically do is I'll leave this and then glue this here, something like that. Now let's do our flowers. That's one of the cool things about these. So we'll get this down to a more manageable size, but here's kind of the whole page of it. All I really need is where I have the paint. So we have spring and Valentine's Day coming up. So think about all the ways you could use this. You know, maybe you're going to do something with a bunny. Well, maybe this would be a really cool background for your bunny or ears for your bunny. You know, think outside the box. Now, hi, Blue. She's just being so quiet and still in here. And put candles. Yeah, I probably should. I know. I love candles, though. I really do. And I'm just too cheap to buy the healthy ones, you know, the ones that they say are really good for us. And then you can tear, or I just honestly cut a strip and kind of do a whole bunch at one time. I'll show you what I mean. Lots of ways to do these. So I'm sure there are many tutorials out there. This is how I've always done them. So, you know, there's probably lots of different ways. But this way works great. I'll show you a couple of ways. So this way that I'm fixing to show you is where you kind of do them all at once. So you see I'm just cutting them into piles. Like so. Now, I'm going to hold it really tight in the middle. We got a lot of layers here, so let's see if these scissors can really cut through all this. It is rough, it's hard, but I'm going to do the best I can to do kind of a circle-ish shape. Did you hear me say ish? Circle-ish shape, because it definitely doesn't have to be perfect. No flower is perfect, so just kind of a roundish shape. And we'll see what we got. That's pretty good. Probably want to round that just a touch. And there we go. So we've got all these pieces now for this one. I'm going to pull this aside. Oh, are we freezing? Well, I'm sure it is the weather. And the fact that I made that post this morning probably doesn't help. I kind of like this piece because it's got a little bit of our green from where my paper got on here. But that's kind of cool. So there are no, in my opinion, no wrong way to do this. I'm going to cut off the white here, most of the white. And I'm going to show you the other way on this stack. And why I like to do the first way. The first way is what I typically do. So the other thing you can do, if you're really particular, I guess, and really want to, you know, make yours kind of a certain way, I'm cutting this one pretty small. So there's my first one. And then I'm going to lay it down and cut the next one just a tiny bit bigger. Still doesn't have to be the exact shape. It can just be a little bit bigger. Now, next one. So do you see why I do it this way? You're not going to have the graduated sizes, but it's so fast. So, hi, Patty. Happy birthday. You guys tell Patty happy birthday. Do we have any other of our birthday friends on tonight? I haven't seen the others yet. That doesn't mean they're not here, so let me know. And just keep on going. I'm trying to go fast, so just as long as it's a little bit bigger than the last one, you're okay. But this is a kind of thing, if you want your kids to stay busy, or grandkids, you know, maybe you're babysitting. Hi, Sue. Hey, Lori. Hi, Vonda. You can get them to help, you know. You can just say, hey, I need these flowers. Could you want to help me? And I'll give you a nickel for each one you do, or whatever you have to do, you know. Because I think when kids start doing things like that, they kind of have fun. That was my experience anyway. So, yes, let us know if it's your birthday too. I'm not keeping an eye too good on the comments, so I trust you ladies with the VIP. No, you'll let me know, or somebody will put some big emojis so I see it if we have our others on. I didn't see our other birthday friends. I know Cynthia has her son at her house tonight. Okay, just keep turning and cutting a little bit larger. And I'm probably going to stop with this because my card is only 3.5 inches wide. Let's see how this, perfect. See that? Perfect. Okay, so we've got our two stacks. So whichever way you want to do it, I'm going to show you how they both look in the end so you can see what you think. So this will be helpful if you have a little, whatever this is, a bead reamer. I never can think of the name of it. I've used this thing before. It's for my Cricut. Or if you have, what else, you guys? An ice pick, even a safety pin if you have a large safety pin. Judy, this paper is just table paper, so it's really thin. You can use newspaper or magazines or anything that's kind of a little bit of a thin paper. Hey, Maddie, will you shut my door now that y'all are home and get the dog? Thanks. And then this is like craft paper. That works really well, too. Just kind of a thinner paper. Even you could use copy paper. Then for the background, I'm using watercolor paper, cheap watercolor paper. So you can get it at the Dollar Tree if they have it, just anywhere like that. Okay, so I'm going to use, this is what worked really well earlier. So I'm going to try that again. Oh, let me get my wire ready. That wire, maybe I put it back. Did I put it back or is it hiding? Y'all probably see it and I don't see it. I really don't see it though. Maybe I did. I don't see it. And I almost dropped my big light on top of this. Okay, I'm going to use black since I don't see my silver wire. I feel like it's right here staring at me, but I don't see it. It's the strangest thing. Anyway, and we're going to start poking. Yes, oh yes, y'all come up with all kind of ideas for paper, but that's the weight is magazine or newspaper, you know, kind of a lighter weight works really well. And I just start poking these through. You can do 3 or 4 at a time. Don't worry about it being perfect because see how these are graduated? That's good. So I'm just kind of eyeballing and getting in there. Hi, Cheryl. A stylist doing flowers for your dollhouse. A stylist. When you say stylist, is this what you're talking about? Because mine wouldn't poke through, I don't think. It's not sharp. I like something sharp. So, but you guys know what you could use. So then I kind of roll it around, try to get it a little bigger, and then hang on to it tight, and then pop that bead reamer in if you have one. And that will really help you enlarge it a little. Then I'm going to take a piece of my wire and put it up through the back to the front. Now here you can do a couple of things. So sometimes I'll just take it and roll. So roll it around this little thing. An auger. A toothpick even would work. You know, get creative. We all have something that would poke through there. Come on, come on. And just a few little rings, roll it around just a few times is all you need. And then kind of pull that through. So there's that side. And then on this side, I do the same thing, but just like once. I just kind of wrap it around here once or twice. Kind of at the base and then pop it over. Now, there's your flower. Then I just kind of start twirling. So take the first one, twirl. Second one, twirl both. Third one, twirl. Fourth one. This way, they're not exactly the same. So how we cut the little scallops, it's kind of helping to make those not stick together and be exactly the same. So you're just adding one, twirl. Add one to this stack, twirl. And just keep doing that all the way down your stack. It's hard to not get 2 at once. And if you get 2 at once, it really doesn't matter. It's just kind of helps them to look a little more natural-ish. Or just for fun anyway. So there we go. There's that flower. So you see why I say you can do it this way and it's still cute. Now this way is cute because it's all graduated, but so is this one. That one's cute too. And then I might take a piece, if I have some of this that has green leaves, because remember how I got some green on it? I will cut a piece of that. So like this right here is a great piece. And then this here has green in it. So kind of a happy accident works out perfect. And just cut a little leaf. Just a little football shape is what I say. I know it's fun, you guys. They really are fun. You can just sit and watch a movie, or if you have to watch a football game with your hubby, and just cut out some flowers, and then grab your hot glue gun, or you can use any glue that you have, but hot glue always is nice and fast, right? So I'll put one down and kind of figure out where I want it. Now let's remember that I'm doing these for an ATC, so it's going to be like this, right? We can go ahead, and what I was going to show you too is on the back, I do like to finish these. Now on the case that it's going in on a card like this, you don't have to. But if you were wanting to do something else with it, like maybe make a little bouquet of these, I would take a little piece, and of course it doesn't have to be round, but for pretty sake, you know, might as well make it round. And just a dot of hot glue right there, and then put your little piece over it, and that will cover your wire and keep it from ever coming out or anything like that. Then we can hot glue it down, is basically the premise. Just like that. Oh man, Chris, that makes my day. You don't know how much I love that, because I was literally thinking, I bet everybody has made these forever, because I have. But there's still lots of things that we all do that nobody else has maybe done or seen. And so I'm glad you said that, because it makes me glad I did it, because I almost thought, they don't care. They've probably all done this. So I'm going to take that and kind of put my wire on here and then pop my other leaf right on top. So it just kind of holds it all together, just like that. Oh, I'm so glad, Lori. The 6-year-old twins on the farm? Oh, Belinda, yes, you should. So think about all the things coming up. You know, Easter and Valentine's Day. So maybe do it all in pinks and reds or whatever they like. And then, of course, Mother's Day would be precious to do something. Trim it as you want to if you feel like it's a little too big. And then what I do on mine is take a pit pen. It's just the brand Faber-Castell pit pen. This is a 7, but whichever number you want. I'm so glad you've got a brayer. Awesome, Ron. Good for you. And as long as your paint is totally dry, then you can write on it like I'm doing. I like to do scratchy scribbles, kind of to give that outline of a leaf, you know. And, of course, you can do all that if you want to. Just for fun. And now somebody will get this as, I better not put my initials yet because I'm not done. I want to do the edges. I'll show you how I do them. You can use one of the colors that you used on here, but I'm going to use this oyster pearl because I just think that shimmer is so pretty. So I'm just going to rub it. Now you use a paintbrush by all means, but everybody knows that I like to get in there and just get it on there with my finger. Or you can use ink. Lots of you guys have ink pads, and I do too. But since I am an artist, I'm always using paint for everything. So I'm putting it kind of a little higher down here, like to represent the grass, I guess. And there you go. And so that is all. So look how adorable. I think anybody would love to get a little ATC card like that. They're just fun and special, and you don't really want to pack it away. You want to keep it out. So they probably set it up at their desk or tape it up on their mirror. You could write a Bible verse all around the flower or down here or on the back. What I would do is I would glue these two pieces together so that on the back I could write a Bible verse or something. I also have these. So if anybody wants to swap with me, just let me tell you, I get behind because my husband is sick and we're going to have a lot of doctor appointments and things. So I don't know how fast I am on returning, but you can send me an ATC and I'll send you one back. And I promise you, if you haven't gotten one from me, you will. Like I haven't forgotten about anybody. I've got them in a safe place right over here in my basket. And so that's why I'm getting these tutorials out, because I've got to get a lot done. A bee would be so cute. You bet. So I'm just going to cut along my little, what I was going to tell you, if you want to sign up to send me one, you can get this little printout to put on the back of your cards. You don't have to send me one, but just when you sign up, it will let you download that. So even if you're like, well, I don't know if I'm going to do that, you know, and then you could put this on. What I would do, like I said, I would put this together like so and glue that down, and then glue this right here so that I can write. And that's what I did on these. These are already ready to be mailed out. or you can leave that off and just write it with a pen or whatever you want to. So there's that one. Then we'll do this one, the one with the graduated. What I also do, and what I did on this other, is crumple them up. So take it, crumple it up. And because these are graduated, I put them in a row. So watch this. I'm crumpling the next one, and then crumpling the next one, and just keep crumpling and put it in a row. Now remember, I told you there's lots of ways to do this, so don't laugh if you have a much better way. This is just my little Deb way. Yes, the bee and the ladybug would be super cute. Yes, thank you, Marcia. Simple is my jam. I do this for relaxation and stress relief, and I know that sometimes we get out of the habit of taking time to do things like this, but ladies, if you will do it, you will be so glad, because 30 minutes or 45 minutes of playing in your art room or craft room can just help you forget about all your troubles. And while you're creating, if you'll say prayers and just ask God to show you what he wants you to know, talk to him, or listen to a sermon online, or hymns, or whatever kind of Christian music you like that can kind of uplift you. When you're done with that time, you're in such a better place to handle the problems and the stress of the day, because there's no way to avoid it. You know, we all have it. It's different forms, but you know, if it's smooth sailing right now, we can know that it won't be that way forever. So this is such a healthy way to cope with everything. And then you've got something pretty to share. What can we, the community? Oh my goodness, Chris, that is the sweetest thing. You know what? At this point, I don't know. I'm still a little overwhelmed and just kind of taking it one day at a time. I will tell you that I do need to get really good at listing things for sale. So art kits and any art that I make and things like that. And then if you see something like that, you can share the post. That is what will be super helpful. Or if you see me have an auction, share the post so that others can come and get a lot of people here for bidding and that kind of thing. Because my goodness, I don't want the same people to feel like they have to buy. And there are people out there that will buy. They just don't know that I'm doing it, you know. So getting myself out there more is probably helpful. Oh, Celeste, thank you. A bread, yes. That is so true. And I used to have all those scrapbooking supplies. My goodness, I had just so much. So this is my favorite is to crumple them up. And if you have the time to go ahead and do that, it's really cool. So after it completely dries, crumple it up and then make your little hole. And then we're going to do the same thing with putting something through. This time I will put on a button in the middle and show you that, because that's real cute too. So put that wire through, and we are going to just do a twist or two, not much here. So 1, 2, pop that down, and then same on the back. I do go ahead and twist it every time. Sometimes you don't really have to if you're going to glue things down, but just get in the habit of doing things like that. Okay, so I'm going to take a button and pop that on. Look how cute. Just seemed like the perfect little color. I have so many buttons. I got a big, I'll show it to you. I got this at, let me think, was it Hobby Lobby? That's Hobby Lobby, isn't it? Y'all probably know. Soology. And it was 50% off, so $5 for all of those. And there was more. In fact, there are some of those in here too. But anyway, just if you don't have buttons and you don't want to buy buttons, ask your neighborhood page, your Facebook neighborhood page, does anybody have any buttons they don't want, you know, colorful buttons or whatever? Because people will come to your rescue. They always have them. So if you don't, I'm going to take the piece that came off of, you know, my little, when I cut off all the excess, and we'll just use this for our leaves. I'm going to use these pieces here because I've got the most of that little shimmer on them, so that will be pretty. Doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, good. Celeste, where'd you get yours? That's what I thought. Oh, beads would work. Yeah. Yeah. Fringe. Yes, you could. That would be super cute, Christy. I also thought about taking my finger and doing this on the edges. I would have normally done it before I put these together. Let's see. But, you know, you could totally do that too. Just kind of put, or a color. You could do a pink or whatever color on the edges of these. Just to give it a little shimmer. And fun ideas, isn't it? It's just fun to play and get out your diamond dust and anything else you might want to do. Let me figure out how. I like to do it kind of in the steps that I do. I'm not going to put anything on the back of this because it's going to go straight onto the paper, so it doesn't need anything back there. That is so cute. I love the button. So we have one that was super easy and quick, this one, and then this one that took a little longer, not too much. And thank you, Carol. And you can kind of see the difference in whether you want to take a little extra time or if you're in a hurry, don't worry about it. And then I'll put that down, put this one off of it, like so. And then on these, I didn't do that too neat, did I? That's adorable. I just love it. It's kind of hanging there. And then go across your edges. Hopefully that gives y'all. Thank you, Brenda. Are we having a stars party? And then just like so. Now let's do pink on the edges of this one just for fun. It's going to really make them pop. But you could make these for a church group, you know, your little Sunday school class, or some shut-ins maybe that go to your church, mail them one. Just say, I'm thinking about you, you know, we all need to do better, I'm sure. I cannot be the only one that struggles to do the things I need to do because, you know, if God's gifted us with the ability and the hands that work and we can do pretty things, we got to share. And give them to people that it would brighten their day. So that's my challenge to myself and you, is try to do some and send them to somebody that needs a little pick-me-up. And we need to check on people anyway, so you can put your phone number and say, hey, if you ever have a power outage or need something, will you call me? I'm here, you know. It's a good chance to do that. There we go. Super easy and quick. Yes, Celeste. Do you know how much yes, Chris, I do. I always do sign no matter what. And if anybody's ever bought something from me, it's signed on the back usually. Thank you. Yes, they will treasure these. My mom, if she was ever given even a card, she would just hold it and show everybody that came in. So what seems really simple and maybe even juvenile to one of us, they treasure. So don't feel like it's silly or anything. They'll love it, I promise. All right, guys, thank y'all so much for being here. I had a great time. It was relaxing. I hope it was for you. And I really encourage you to try it. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, good. You can go to my website, artgracepaint.com, to sign up to trade with me. Or when you do that, you don't have to trade with me, but you'll get the download. Like it will immediately, once you enter your information, it'll say download. And you can download this and print it out and put those on the back of your cards. Oh, my goodness. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow at noon. So if you're not busy, then come hang out with me at lunchtime. Thank you, guys. And I will promise I'll go back and read your comments tonight. You guys have a wonderful evening, and thanks again for being here and for sprinkling me out all the things. Bye-bye.